Good morning. My name is Sean McEachran. I'm the Senior Policy Advisor for the Saskatchewan Urban Municipalities Association. We are the provincial voice of urban governments representing cities, towns, and villages. This morning's event will start off with a brief message from the Mayor of Prince Albert and Chair of the Saskatchewan City Mayor's Caucus, His Worship Jim Scarrow. Following Mayor Scarrow, we will hear from the Mayor of Saskatoon, His Worship Don Atchison. After the statements, there will be a brief video presentation, then an opportunity to ask questions. I would now like to call forward the Chair of the Saskatchewan City Mayor's Caucus, His Worship Mayor Jim Scarrow.
Thank you, Sean, and good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us on this very, very special day. We're delighted to have joining us this morning the mayors of their communities to lend support to our effort to announce our partners in building our Saskatchewan event here this morning. Mayor Malcolm Eaton from the city of Humboldt, Mayor Ian Hamilton, city of North Battleford, His Worship, our host mayor, Don Atchison, city of Saskatoon, of course. Then we have Mayor Gary Vidal from the city of Meadow Lake, and Jeff Mulligan from the mayor of the city of Lloydminster. And I would like to, as well, welcome a special guest this morning, the Minister of Advanced Education and Labor Relations, the Honourable Don Morgan, member of the Legislature for Saskatoon Southeast. In 2009, the Government of Saskatchewan announced the Municipal Operating Grant, a renewed revenue-sharing program. Annually, the program distributes 20% of the PST revenue to local governments. In 2009, urban governments received $107 million. In 2012, that figure grew to $151.94 million, with $109.2 million allocated to the 15 cities. This program was designed through extensive consultation with the municipal sector. The revenue sharing program was designed to be a long-term, predictable funding source for operational assistance to local governments delivering core services such as policing, fire protection, clean and safe drinking water, parks, and recreation opportunities. These are the services that affect business, attract people, and provide a high quality of life. At a time when Saskatchewan is growing as never before, a strong relationship between urban governments and the province is critical. This relationship led to the revenue sharing program, and going forward, it is our hope that we will continue to work together to do even greater things for the citizens of Saskatchewan. That is why this morning I'm happy to be here to help kick off a campaign on behalf of SUMA and the cities of Saskatchewan, showing that urban governments and the provinces are working together to make Saskatchewan a better place and to acknowledge the contributions of the government of Saskatchewan to urban services. Today marks the launch of Partners in Building Our Saskatchewan campaign. Over the next 4 weeks, you will notice our ads on TV, radio, in print, and online. We want the citizens of this province to recognize the progress and success being achieved as a result of this partnership. Alongside this campaign, we will also be highlighting the need of our cities. These are the places that provide the services and infrastructure necessary for the economic development and an excellent standard of living. These are the engines of growth in Saskatchewan. Our cities are working every day to find innovative solutions to the challenges of a growing Saskatchewan. To talk a little bit more about this, I would like to invite Mayor Don Atchison to the podium. Mayor Atchison.
Thanks, Mayor Scarrow. And it's always great to have you in from the city of Bridge. As we point out all the time, it's wonderful to have you here with us, along with our colleagues from Humboldt and from North Battleford. And I do want to especially thank the mayors from Meadow Lake and from Lloydminster for coming. It's a long trip to come down here for this press conference today, but I really think it speaks to this how serious the matters are before us and how grateful we are to the provincial government and wanting to be able to thank them for all their help and cooperation in the past, and we look to bigger and better things into the future. And of course, I want to recognize Minister Morgan as well for all their help. here in the city of Saskatoon, all the wonderful projects we've been able to partner on, especially the one big project that started back in 1913, Circle Drive South, and hopefully we'll have it completed this year, just under a century. And I think it really speaks to the concerns that the provincial government has, along with federal governments, about infrastructure. So once again, I just wanted to say thank you for all of you joining us here this morning. And as Mayor Oscaro was saying, city mayors will also be promoting the need to invest in our cities. As the mayor of Saskatchewan's largest city, I can attest to the benefits we have seen as a result of the partnership between urban governments and the government of Saskatchewan. All you have to do is look around the city of Saskatoon, Persephone Theatre, the Remy Art Gallery Saskatchewan coming shortly, River Landing, the Forestry Farm, the Shaw Centre, Sastel Sports Centre. The list goes on and on of things that we've been able to partner with, and with the help of the province of Saskatchewan, to benefit not only the citizens of Saskatoon, but all citizens in the province of Saskatchewan. And in Saskatoon, we've been able to, through the municipal operating grant, hire more police officers to keep our city citizens safe, hire more firefighters to respond quickly and effectively to emergencies, expand our transit service to accommodate those citizens living in many new neighborhoods, and increase the maintenance of our roadways and bridges. This wonderful partnership with the provincial government has also greatly assisted the city of Saskatoon to build some much needed infrastructure. Through programs such as the Municipal Economic Enhancement Program, known as MEEP, the city has been able to build new fire halls and upgrade sewer and water lines. And the provincial government needs to be congratulated on that particular one. When they said they were going to make it really simple, they did. They gave us one sheet to fill out and send it back to tell what we had spent the money on. And the most important part was they let each municipality decide what was important for their citizens. These were not provincial programs that designated only to certain targeted areas. They allowed municipal leaders and citizens in each and every one of our cities the opportunity to determine what was important for them. And the province partnered with the city and the federal government to invest $98.5 million in Saskatoon's largest ever infrastructure project, the Circle Drive South program. While we've accomplished a lot over the past few years, there's still a lot more to do, as our cities are the key to building a stronger economy, and today, 60% of all Saskatchewan citizens live in a city, and more than 77% of all new residents that move to the province of Saskatchewan are living in cities as well. So once again, I just wanted to thank each and every one of you for coming here today. I want to thank, in fact, SUMA for putting this all together for us, along with our civic administrative staff, because with us all doing this together, we're really making our cities, our province, and the great nation of Canada that can truly shine for everyone. Thanks ever so much.
Thank you very much, Mayor Atchison. I know that we do need a bridge in Prince Albert. We have crews now removing one of yours excess bridges that you have. And of course, I jest. But it's wonderful to be in your community and to be here this morning with our fellow mayors. I'd like now to, if you would turn to the screens and direct your attention to one of the TV ads that we will be showing throughout the province.
I love it here. I've raised my family here and seen the growth and prosperity of this community. I feel good about being part of this great community.
Saskatchewan is growing as never before, and our quality of life is the envy of many. Economic growth has helped this province, and continuing that growth requires strong leadership from our cities, towns, and villages, represented by the Saskatchewan Urban Municipalities Association. SUMA, cities, and small communities are working every day to meet the demands of our growing province. Assisting with this growth is a strong partnership with the provincial government, which shares 1 point or 20% of the PST with municipal governments each year. This sustainable and predictable revenue sharing supports cities and small communities, the engines of our growth. These services enhance core municipal services, including fire protection, police, parks, and recreation.
This community is so awesome. The resources that they provide to us as a family are top-notch. My kids participate every time they can.
Your city, SUMA, and the provincial government. partners in building our Saskatchewan. For more information, visit SUMA.org.
So that's an example of one of the TV ads that will be running throughout the province over the next 4 weeks, including some print ads and online communications as well. So I want to thank you for joining us this morning. At this time, I would invite any questions you may have for Mayor Scarrow or Mayor Atchison, and we'll be more than pleased to answer them.
Again, our thanks for your attendance here today, and we're certainly open to your questions. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I'd like to know how you plan on gauging the success of this campaign.
You know, I think it will be hard to measure, but it is a way, I think the most effective way to illustrating the partnership that urban governments share with the government of Saskatchewan. This is a very unique opportunity that exists only in Saskatchewan at this point, where a fixed percentage of a revenue source is given to municipal governments to offset operating costs. So I think that the message is very simply stated. I think it will be well understood. And I think the feedback that we will receive from our constituents and other members of the public, I think will prove its effectiveness.
This program has been in place for a few years. Why do you feel the need to launch a campaign now?
You know, it's timely. You know, timely in two ways. I think the initial year was like 107 million. It's now 100 and almost 52 million. That's a large amount of money in any way you count it. And I think that we need to show that the money is being effectively used as part of a growth agenda within the province of Saskatchewan. Frankly, we would never be able to accommodate what's been happening over the last 3 or 4 years without this municipal operating grant or revenue sharing. It is the piece that is really working to attract investment, to attract the trades and skilled people from around the world to choose Saskatchewan because of the quality of life that we're able to provide in each of our cities.
Do you think that the current formula, the revenue sharing formula, as it stands, is fair for cities, 46% of the total pie?
Well, that was the starting figures. That process is now under review as part of the initial legislation. That's a work in progress, and we would see changes, if any, within this year. But that table is our meeting, and we'll be making a recommendation to government.
What is the status of those negotiations? Where are they at? What case have you been making to the table?
Well, I think all have been providing as much documentation as they can to show the needs within their own areas. And that would be the case of certainly with the cities of Saskatchewan, towns and villages. I'm sure certain SARM and New North as well. So again, it's the government has said it would be up to the recipients to provide a formula. They don't wish to legislate that, and we will be in the process of meetings over the next several weeks to see where that process takes us.
Same question for Mayor Atchison. Do you think that the current revenue sharing formula is fair at 46% for cities?
Well, I think you have to look at the situation when we dealt with gas tax with the federal government. We went to Ottawa and we argued very strongly that it should be on a per capita basis, that no one area should get less than someone else, that we argued very strongly for a per capita basis. We were absolutely grateful when we received the municipal operating grant. That was so critical for us to be able to carry on with the operating costs in our communities. And so consequently, I think what we're asking here for is not for anyone to take less than what they have in the past, but cities certainly require more funding for the future. It's an investment. And so that's what we're going to be looking for with the provincial government. But I think it's absolutely critical that no one believes that anyone should have less than what they've had in the past. If someone came to the city of Saskatoon and said to us that we're going to take less funding in real dollars than what we had in the past, we would be terribly upset. And so I think the benchmark has to be from the starting point that everyone carries on with what they had already, and then whatever new and additional revenues are in place I think that we need to be able to discuss those concerns at that time.
But the city's all in agreement with that the per capita formula is what you guys as a group are I guess, lobbying the province for?
I think we have a strong understanding of the needs of people in the north that people have in rural Saskatchewan. We'd like to get closer to a per capita. Maybe that's something that we can in fact work towards. This idea of saying that we're going to get everything at once, I think is unrealistic. We sit on the other side too, you know, when people come to see us in our council chambers and they're asking for things. And we tell them, our citizens, that we can't have everything at once, that we have to do it over a period of time and it has to evolve. And we've got this wonderful municipal operating grant that's in fact the envy, I believe, of all of Canada. And that we want to thank the provincial government right now for what we have had in place. It's just that we need to get to the next step now. And when you see that 77% of the people are moving into the cities, we just need to have more funding in order to maintain and to increase the services that are required by citizens at large. Great. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.